This is a video of Lionfish Extermination Corporation hunting lionfish in Dominica. This is a big old lionfish here. Dominica is a small island in the Caribbean. There are many, many islands, and they are all infested with lionfish. This lionfish started in Florida sometime in the 80s, and it spread from all the way up to New York almost, down around into the Gulf and all throughout the Caribbean, and now it is popping up all over the place, even in oceans around Turkey and different places in the Mediterranean, places where lionfish never were before we're now seeing lionfish. So this is the beautiful reefscape, but as you know me, I don't really go to the beautiful areas. I go to these sandy, ugly areas to find lionfish. I go where people don't go, and that's usually where you find them. This area is very silty because it's an area where all of the huge ships come in and they drop people off. So it makes all of the silt and sand get scattered throughout and covers a lot of the ocean bottom. Here's a whole big patch of sea urchins. But you see how everything's covered in dust in this particular area. But it's still a great place to hunt lionfish. Check out that little sock puppet. I come back to him here in a minute. Give him a little treat. Very cool. Now this spot, as you can see, the barrel sponges are just encrusted in sand and junk and just fine dust. And in these areas, the ocean gets deep very quick. You can go in a very short distance from shore and end up in a couple 100 feet of water. These sponges were so pretty. See how the color is so bright right here? It's only in about maybe 12 feet of water. See, the color of the red lionfish is actually red because it's in very shallow water. Usually when we see them, they're in deep water. This is an electric ray. This ray can shock around 90 volts from its abdomen and electrocute its prey and then easily scoop them up for food. And this is an example of all the minnows that hang around right on the dock. We go down this ladder and we go diving right from shore. And lionfish love to hang around big schools of minnows like this, and they just eradicate them. Cute little octopus there. And here we see these itty-bitty juveniles and our little eel friend. He's so cute. Little sock puppet waiting to get some food here. And that is a juvenile lionfish. Itty-bitty, probably only about 1.5 inches. Too small to spear, I think. So here's some tiny juvenile lobsters. It's almost like a little nursery in these shallow areas. But look at all the lionfish scattered throughout. If you have a sharp eye, you can see them all. Boom, I just hit one. Go ahead and trim this guy up and feed some of our little critter friends. See, this eel is getting his revenge. See how he turns the fish around and eats it from the head first. And you see, if you see that little crab above him, he's very interested. He wants a piece of this action. It's a very cool little crab. He's kind of scuttling back and forth. Look at him. He just devoured that thing. Eels have an extra set of jaws, so you see the lionfish just pulling down inside of the throat, and that's that little jaw that's grabbing and pulling the lionfish down the throat. This guy saw what was going on and decided to get the heck out of there. Now here's a cute little male hawksbill turtle. I didn't see very many turtles when I was in Dominica. I mainly saw them from our shore dives, which was kind of crazy. Normally you would see them all over the place, but I got really lucky and saw a few of them right from our shore dives. So this is an example of being underneath the boat and looking down through the clear waters. You can see all the divers and all their bubbles. Look at this scorpion fish. He's attached to some of these sponges here, and he's just pretending like, hey, you can't see me, I'm not here. Scorpion fish just sit there. They're ambush predators. Now we've got tarpon. These are big, shiny, metallic-looking fish. Super pretty. They're usually seen no deeper than a little more over 100 feet deep, typically. Now, see all this coral. You got to be very careful when you're hunting lionfish in this area. You got to push the lionfish away from the coral and then shoot them. Like right here. Look at that. Just notice how I don't just go shooting into this coral. I take the one that's not on the coral first, and then I pick off the other ones. So I don't record every shot because I need to focus on what I'm doing. But look at all of these lionfish in this area. Oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here, 6, 7. I mean, there was more than 7 lionfish in just that tiny little area. Now I'm going down the hill. They said you probably won't hit very many lionfish from the shore dive because other people have been doing it. No. I went out there and I got full container every single dive. Now these are cannons that they placed in the water. These used to be placed in front of this hotel, which used to be a fort. And these were cannons that protected the fort. Now we see this cute little green sea turtle. This is the cutest little female green, just about a dinner plate size. Itty bitty. And what do you think this is, guys? Boom, little stingray. Super pretty. Super cool. Gotta keep your distance though. Now we have the Atlantic spadefish. Very beautiful, a nice close-up. Going down the hill here. This video is a mix of deep water and shallow water. Now here's a flounder. Now when a flounder is first born, they are born like any other fish. They slowly morph to have this weird profile where they have more a flattened out torso here. It's pretty cool. They have their eyes on one side of their head, but when they're born, like I said, the eyes are on the sides of their head like a regular fish. Here's that same turtle in another encounter. See how fast it can go? So when you annoy the turtle, it flies. There's a bunch of random debris from old buildings and stuff down here. And there are lionfish just covering everything. I went down to about 100 feet to find this piece of structure. And once again, another huge patch of lionfish. So I scare him out of this face sponge because I don't want to actually hit the sponge. So I'm just kind of maneuvering around it. They're trying to use it for cover so I don't, get them. But I'm pretty good at getting around them. Now we go out to Dominica and we do these hunts, and it really helps to get donations from you guys so we can afford to go out here and help in areas that really need it. Like you see here, this is very much in need of help. So we go out there, and even $1 helps us to be able to get to these areas where we can't normally go. It's very expensive. And we really thank you guys for all the donations we've received recently. It's amazing. You guys are the absolute best. Our Venmo is located on the description on our page if you would like to donate. That would be awesome. So these are a ton of little spiny lobsters. It's ridiculous. Look at them all. This is underneath a bridge right off the shore dive. Woo! It's pretty cool. And then our little eel friend, little spotted sock puppet. And that's the container, completely full, 14 pounds. And guess what? It's a Nate special. I actually had to leave that little guy and come back to get him on another dive. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate everything, and we will see you next time.